Hey there, my name is Hydrogen Heather and we are very excited to have you here with us for today's experiment of the day. And the topic is a little bit heavy. We're going to be talking about stress, but then we're going to get into the scientific possibilities of lessening the stress that we have in our lives. And right now, we know with COVID that we could spend 5 hours talking about the stories of what stresses us out, both on an adult level and a child level. So really quick, let me just ask, what is something that stresses you out, Nevaeh?
When my sister's fighting.
Fighting. When we hear somebody fighting, that's a definite stressor. What causes you stress? Savannah, when Savannah's things don't go her way, she gets very stressed. Olivia, what about you?
Schoolwork is what I know.
Schoolwork definitely can be a stressor. Hey buddy, what stresses you out?
Homework.
Homework stresses you out. Even at the age of 3, homework can be a stressor. And all 4 of the things that my children just noted are negative stressors. And here's what happens. When we get stressed, our body dumps 2 things, cortisol and epinephrine, into our systems, and that's how the body deals with stress. But the problem is when we dump and dump and dump, it adversely affects every system in our body. So we don't want that to happen. Plus, does stress feel good?
No.
Absolutely not. So the first scientific remedy to stress is simple laughter. In fact, all of you are talking about your stresses, so let me just ask, does anyone know what is brown and sticky?
No. No.
A stick! Okay, scientific stress reliever. A stick, that's a good one. Scientific de-stressor number 1 is laughter. When we laugh, endorphins get pumped into our system, and that is a stress buster, and it's healthy for our bodies head to toe. But now let's get into the second thing that we can do. We can do different receptive activities on our body, and today we're going to make something called a stress ball. So I'm going to give everybody a balloon, and be careful that he doesn't spill that. You're going to take that one. Olivia, that one's for you, and then I'm going to do mine on camera. So basically for each child we need 2 balloons, and if you have a funnel on hand, it really is easier with a proper funnel, but this can also be done with a rolled up piece of paper. But what we're going to do is we are going to fill a balloon most of the way full with something like rice. And on the material list, you see that you can use pinto beans or sand or cornstarch. I prefer rice. I think it has a good receptive feel. So I'm just going to put everything through the funnel and into the balloon. And we did the children's off camera just to save a bit of time. But step number 2 is we're actually going to tie that balloon. And if anyone needs help tying, I will be happy to help. So basically step 1, we are going to have a balloon filled with some kind of material that just feels good to squeeze with your hands. All right. And then once we have those balloons tied, the next part comes in. We need the child's second balloon. And what we're going to do is we're just going to snip off the top of that balloon. So let's see. Who wanted orange? Savannah wanted orange. I know that Nevaeh wanted... Oh, well, I am going to cut that, but I'll show you what we get to do with it, okay? And then Nevaeh, you wanted red, right? And Olivia, you wanted the yellow? You wanted blue, okay. I forgot for just a moment, so I guess I get the yellow, and I like the color yellow, so that's good. All right, and now here's what we're going to do. We're going to take balloon number 2, and we are going to put it over balloon number 1, just like a cap. And I like to put the tied end in first. So I'm going to open up that balloon with my hands. And if you have little ones, this is really good practice for fingertips. Of course you need some help. Let's see. I'm going to stretch this right over, and girls, you're looking good. Very good gross and fine motor skills go into this activity. Aha! And now we each have a stress ball. I'm gonna cover this last one. Oh, better yet, if we work as a team, look how fast that comes together. Okay, now everybody, just give this a little bit of a squeeze. There is a lot of science going on here, but basically what happens is when you start squeezing something in your hand or even just rubbing your fingertips for 10 seconds or so, all the receptors in your body get almost like a reset or a reboot, and it's a natural stress reliever. All right, and it all begins with the receptors on your fingertips and your palms, and it sends all kinds of good messages to your brain and then all the way throughout your body. So that is how we relieve bad stress. The second way that we can relieve it is laughter. And then if you watched yesterday's video, running or strenuous exercise is also a great way to pump your body full of those endorphins, which alleviate stress. But now, before we go, let's go to the other side. There's something called positive stress. If any of you right now are watching the documentary The Last Dance with Michael Jordan, you've probably noticed that this man is a gum chewer like no other. On the bench, on the court, in the huddle, this man is jawing at his gum. Now, I certainly cannot speak for Michael Jordan, but if I had to think about that from a science standpoint, we know that his endeavor was very stressful, but a very positive stress because he was prepared, and it takes a lot of mental acuity to get where he got. A lot of good positive stress, and I'll bet without even thinking about it, he popped that gum and chewed it constantly through every game as a subconscious effort to manage even all of that good stress. So I hope you have enjoyed the stress balls, and we will see you right back here tomorrow.